Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Jack Weinberger, Robert Ziggy Ziegler up at Harvard University, and producer Zach Bloomquist is with us, the best executive producer in the game. And we're gonna go to Zach pretty early in this show as we talk about a big trade in the NFL. A major trade.
Got to give him some props too. He's got a 3:45 a.m. wake up tomorrow.
Producer Zach, we know he works his ass
and he's here recording.
He works his ass off. The whole goal, right, of getting the show off the ground officially is to get Zach back on a regular sleep schedule. We have to do it. We have to do it. And the best way that we can get there is for you guys to help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. We have to guilt
him into it, Paul.
Yeah. Hey, guilt works.
Nothing else is working.
We got to get to 30. We have to find a way to 30,000 subscribers.
Or just like 5 seconds of Ziggy's shirt off. That does the trick.
That would do it. That would push.
Does it?
That would push 100,000.
It's Ziggy's call if he wants to do it or not.
I'd still like for this channel to have the 100,000 reward for the fans of having Jack go on the darkness retreat. Like that's still on. You're still in for that, right?
There's no one else doing anything. How did that come about?
The darkness retreat?
I just wasn't here one day and someone's like, "Oh, Jack."
No, we were talking about Aaron Rodgers, and I think you were. I think we were talking about the Steelers or Vikings getting him, and we said, "Would you do that, Jack?" And you're like, "If we ever got to 100,000."
I don't think I ever said
was your idea.
No way.
You definitely said. No, it sounds
swear.
like something I'd come up
I
with.
swear, I think I missed one recording, came back the next recording, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, Jack, on yesterday's show we all said if we get to 100K, we're all going to do something different, and you're a darkness retreat."
That could be right.
Yeah, that is.
But
right.
you did agree to it. You were like, "Okay, yeah, sure."
But what's everyone else doing? It can't just be me.
We're running a Bachelor segment for Ziggy.
Yeah. I'm applying to go on The Bachelor.
And I'm pretty sure I had to
go on it.
I'm pretty sure I had to just wear a Packer jersey.
That's elite. Ziggy gets to go on the Bachelor, and I get to sit in a darkness.
See, Jack, you on a darkness retreat. Like we're opposites. As painful as a darkness retreat would be for you, me being on The Bachelor would be equally painful for me.
And Ziggy being in a darkness retreat would be heaven for him, and you being on The Bachelor would be heaven for you.
Exactly.
So hold on, Ziggy applies to The Bachelor, doesn't get it.
No, we're running a Bachelor.
And I said,
we're gonna run a Bachelor.
No, we can't say anything about we're running it.
Oh, Ziggy, you're doing a Bachelor.
That's fine.
So we're gonna have to have someone go back and pull the footage on that because very legal. Look, here's one thing: if we submitted Ziggy for the Bachelor, there's no way they're denying that application.
No,
Ziggy would be the Bachelor.
Yeah, he would.
The ratings would be sky high. The engagement would be sky high. It's must see TV. And I have no doubt about it that applies beyond just the Paul Farrington Show viewers and us.
I want to see Ziggy in rose ceremonies.
Oh.
And how
you can't.
Like how he apologizes to the girls he doesn't invite back.
Yeah, apologize.
You don't get better than that. Like how can you think of, can anyone comment a better TV segment than Ziggy at the rose ceremony?
No.
Nicole.
But why would I apologize? If they screw up, that's on them.
Can you imagine just being like, Nicole?
True. But
you get the final rose.
You got to just apologize outwardly, even inwardly if you feel
you don't.
Well, I guess you don't.
It's offensive to apologize if you don't mean it. If you don't mean it, I should just say, look, I don't like you very much. Go away.
Ziggy, the girls would come up crying. Ziggy would be like,
that would be...
Can't you see him right now with that response? He'd be like, get the fuck out of my face.
That would be electric.
Ziggy would be, get out of here. You're out. So anyway, helping us get to 100,000 subscribers, Darkness Retreat, Bachelor, me in a Packer jersey, all the misery you want to see. Producer Zach gets to sit back and laugh, but that's the job of the producer. He gets to enjoy what we do on the show. And Zach venturing into more of a talent role is probably smart of him to avoid that when we're talking about these things. Okay, so a couple more things real quick. March Madness starts today. The NCAA tournament. It's not too late if you're listening to this in the morning. It might be too late if you're listening in the afternoon. Our March Madness Bracket Challenge is out on ESPN. There's a link in the description to both the regular challenge, which is free to anyone listening, with a merch bundle. And it's not just going to be like a t-shirt or something. We have some ideas for better merch. A really cool merch bundle for the winner of that March Madness Bracket Challenge. Free. The other one, members only. Winner gets a jersey of their choice. It could be NBA. It could be NFL. Whatever you want. And there's only like 40 people in that right now. And we have over 100 members. So if you're a member and you haven't got in on that yet, you should do it. This is one of the perks.
If you're not a member and you want to get in on that.
And we got Miami, Ohio still alive after beating SMU.
Yeah. We'll see.
And shocking the world.
We're recording, 2 hours before that?
I spent a few years of my life living in Dayton. Every year my mom would take me to the Dayton first 4 games. And at one of them, I started this trend. You know how they give you like popcorn buckets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was complaining about the price at like 6 years old, and I thought, I know what to do. So I like put it on my head and turned it into a hat. Like around the arena, kids about my age like start putting their popcorn buckets on as hats. I started a movement at Dayton that day. That's all I'm saying.
You can start a movement wherever you want, Ziggy. That's a benefit of being you.
I wonder if the movement's still there.
Oh, one more thing also. Jack and I, well, we might be full-time on this show in just a couple weeks because Jack and I are in a survivor pool. $3 million grand prize. We have Arkansas and Gonzaga today. We need them to win.
Fingers crossed.
We need them to win. So you guys are going to be part of this journey with us. We have Arkansas, Gonzaga today, and then what? Friday we're going to go.
Friday, we're going to go UConn and UVA.
UConn and UVA in all
If
likelihood.
you make it to Friday.
And
yes,
come on,
yes.
Ziggy. You're talking about the greatest college basketball mind on earth and the luckiest college basketball March Madness guy in me. How can this go wrong?
I thought you were going to say and Jack.
No. I acknowledge you're a brilliant college basketball mind. But we're going for a $3 million prize. We'll update everyone every day. We'll tweet out our picks. You'll be along on this journey as well. And if it works,
We might buy the Rainbow Fieldhouse.
The episode we're going to have.
It'll be midnight on Thursday night. Kennesaw State.
No, can't happen.
That's not going to
Can't
happen. It's not going to happen.
All right, so let's get into it again. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. We got to get to 30,000. Very quickly, before we get into football, the first topic, just a few minutes on this. Ziggy, did you watch the World Baseball Classic the other night? Venezuela, United States?
It was... So I said I was going to watch this instead of hockey, and I made a great choice in general. Though we'll set aside that ridiculous Dominican Republic USA ending. That's one of the worst endings to a sporting event I've ever seen.
Ever? It was a strike call. It was a low strike call.
It wasn't a low strike call.
I mean, it's a ball,
it was
yes.
Out of the atmosphere strike call.
Yeah, I mean, the worst endings ever.
I said one of. I didn't say the.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
This was the equivalent of the Rams Saints pass interference call in terms of how blatant it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was maybe in terms of how blatant it was. Yes. Okay.
And I mean, you wanted to see those guys come out, but I'll tell you, after watching USA Venezuela, things are going to have to be way different for Team USA next year when we're doing this again.
Next is in 3 years.
I think it's
in 3 years.
I think every 3 years.
I just didn't seem to care at all.
Oh, well,
the enthusiasm the Venezuelans had.
That's
what's
cool.
Unbelievable.
Well,
seeing our manager come out and not know the rules, our athletes come out and seem sort of indifferent.
Scuba left. Scuba, our best pitcher or second best pitcher, legitimately left.
I think
the team.
a lot of those guys really did care. Aaron Judge seemed very upset. Bryce Harper seemed upset.
Aaron Judge is getting crucified on social media.
Well, he had a terrible tournament.
Brutal.
Yeah, and I don't want to suggest that nobody cares, because certainly some of them care, but the team vibes, if you compare the U.S. to the Dominican Republic or Venezuela, or even like Japan, Italy, these Eastern European teams, like the United States didn't have anything like that. It felt like, yeah, we're going to show up, we're better than everyone else, we'll win, and we just didn't.
I also feel like the fan bases of the teams like the DR and Venezuela were also a lot louder, a lot more into it.
They're just more into it. Yeah.
I feel like it's just the way the teams go about themselves too, when their celebrations and how hyped they get. I feel like just the US they also care. They're just not about that. Like the DR, you see waving their flag around the bases during a home run, and
yeah, I mean they were like they had a double, and it was like, I mean, screaming. They were screaming, and it's fun, it's cool, and you want that because it made me as a fan go like, man, I want to beat these guys.
Same, but that doesn't make me feel US doesn't care to be there.
Yeah, and the US shouldn't have to do that either. If you don't want to, like, I mean, some of the celebrations I think were a little over the top, but it's it's cool. Like you want it. It felt a little Ryder Cup-esque almost in golf, where most of the time in baseball is just kind of methodical. You go through it. Almost people say boring, right, during the regular season, and this was like every game. I mean, clearly the Venezuelans and the Dominican team were all in. I mean, and it was fun to watch it.
At the end of the day, it's if a lineup like that can't score runs,
with 3 hits.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not much you can do. You have 3 hits against pitchers who really weren't even
like, if you have to rely on a Bryce Harper 2-run shot in the 8th to tie the game as your first runs of the game.
Yeah, they didn't have a good World Baseball Classic to begin with. But I'm enjoying seeing the World Baseball Classic gets a little more momentum. We saw the 4 nations, right? In hockey feels like it's picking up some momentum. A lot more of these events that happen every couple of years are starting to get more exciting and people are getting more into it. I'm not sure what's really sparking it, but what it really might be is athletes caring. And to some degree, it wasn't engaging when you're like, hey, the Venezuelans are freaking out. Like the DR team has a lot of swag.
Yeah, I mean,
like you got to watch them.
That their closer, the young Cubs pitcher, throws 100 who closed us out. He was crying before he got the final strike. It's
amazing.
It was I think a 1-2 count on Roman Anthony about to end the game. He also knew he was going to strike him out. He could feel it coming.
Everyone could.
The guy was crying on the mound before he struck him out.
If you could get guys to care, like almost about anything, like Ziggy. I remember you said one time when we were in college, we went to go watch one of the Marvel movies. Like I didn't care at all, but everybody got me so hyped for it. Like all of a sudden found myself like I couldn't wait to go see Endgame or Infinity War, whatever it was. And it's like when you get that kind of momentum behind something, that's the Four Nations game.
Oh, did you hear Paul Skeens? Paul Skeens after the DR game was interviewed and they won. But he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like it was kind of sick seeing Caminero launch that ball. And like the whole Dominican crowd just going nuts.
No, there's an energy behind things that you can't help but get invested in. And the Venezuelan team and the DR team, Japan didn't quite have that, right?
I didn't see much of Japan. I don't know.
Japan is
cool.
just the way a Japanese team operates is just going to be different
than the hype of the.
They seem a little more
yeah, well, it's like
stoic and chill.
Culturally, Japan is a very different place than Venezuela or the Dominican Republic.
And that's what's fun about these.
I'll tell you what, I think they might have cared more than anybody.
They might have. I mean, defending champions too. So if you didn't catch that, you got another 3 years to wait. But I thought it was a lot of fun. Like I found myself. It was appointment viewing for me the past couple nights. So
maybe in like 50 years we'll have something like that for American football.
Yeah, football just wouldn't. There would be could you imagine? I mean, well, we're gonna have flag football, and I truly am excited to see Justin Jefferson go up against like some Chinese guy,
some guy from like Bolivia
or Bolivia. I don't even know Bolivia. Like I don't know. I have no idea who's gonna be like. What does that even look like? I'm not sure. I have to imagine that these other. I don't know. It's going to be a massacre.
You get like some carpenter from like Morocco.
Did you see the video when Jefferson dressed up as the photographer and he played like pickup flag football with Minnesotans, and he lines up, he's pretending to be the photographer. He's like, "Can I run around?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." And he came out. Quarterback didn't throw the first pass to him. Again, he doesn't know he's Justin Jefferson, but he was mic'd up and you could hear the guy who was covering him go like, "Dude, he didn't throw it, but he just ran the sickest post route I've ever seen in my life." It's just like you're gonna have some carpenter lining up. Like, what am I supposed to do?
What the heck is that?
Yeah, it's weird how football is like that, right? No one else really plays except us. So
undefeated.
Undefeated. A massive trade. I think you could say a massive trade in the NFL happened a couple days ago. Zach, your Dolphins are in fire sale mode. They are free falling. What you can say,
except for Achane for some reason. I
don't
know.
For now,
I don't believe that for a second.
So the Broncos trade with the Dolphins. The Broncos get Jaylen Waddle and a 4th round selection. In return, they send to Miami their 1st round pick, their 3rd round pick, and their 4th round pick. So I think after initially seeing the trade, right, it says Jaylen Waddle to Broncos, everyone sat back and went, whoa, okay, Denver, big swing. What'd they give up? They gave up a lot. Ziggy, you seem to think it was way too much, right?
Yeah, so I'll say 2 things. One is I just want to flag this about the Miami Dolphins. Once they cut Tua and Chubb, they're going to have about $185 million in dead money.
Oh, we'll get to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
let's get to the Dolphins.
Salary cap this year is $300 million. More than half of the Dolphins' salary cap, well more than half, will be going to players who are not on the team. And that's just funny. But usually, the thing that made me a little surprised to see the Broncos do this was less the player they got, but more the price and the time. Right? Jaylen Waddle is a player who I think his reputation outstrips his production. I know the Dolphins have been up and down on offense, but last year was his only real year of the Dolphins as a number 1 option, and he still couldn't get to 1,000 yards. He's gone over like 1,015 yards once. And usually when teams make these kinds of all-in moves, It's during the season, right? You start 3-1, you start 4-0, you start to get some momentum, you get an idea of what you need. Making the move now during the offseason before you know who will be available, how good your team is going to be. Like Bo Nix could tear his ACL in training camp for all you know. It's a lot to pay for a player this early in the year.
I saw some really, really funny clip on Instagram, and I forgot to send. Zach sent us a picture on our Instagram group chat of like the current Dolphins receiving room, and I couldn't name one play. I didn't know who any of them were.
Yes.
And so then I guess I got some like Dolphins things on my algorithm, and someone posted a video. The caption was like, and I said this too. The caption was like, "We need to start giving the Dolphins more credit as one of the worst teams ever." And then he goes on and he says, like, we talked to Jets, we talked to Browns, but like you take away a Super Bowl 55 years ago when you go like 12-0 and count as undefeated season. Like, this is one of the worst teams ever. And I just...
we've had that segment. We've ran that segment.
Yeah, we had that segment. And I was belly laughing. And I watched it like 5 times and forgot to send it in. I'll try to find it again, but it was so funny.
It's dark days for producer Zach.
I mean, one of our first viral reels ever was Titans receiver or country singer. You could absolutely do like Dolphins receiver or professional powerlifter.
Yeah.
You might not do 50-50.
Who do they have? Like Parker Washington? Is he a receiver on the Dolphins?
No.
I have the list of their guys. Hold on, where was it here?
I saw the picture Zach sent. I'm like, what is
their receiving room right now at the top of the depth chart is Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, Terrace Marshall Jr. I mean, we know those guys, these guys, right?
Yeah, we know them. I know Tutu Atwell, but
Malik Washington, Taj Washington,
Malik Washington,
Theo Weiss Jr., and AJ Henning are currently their receivers.
I mean, their three starting receivers will probably have a combined career receiving yards under 4,000.
Atwell, Tolbert, and Marshall are, you would not, and this is no shade at these guys, right? I mean, they're just, I don't know how old Tutu Atwell is, but younger guys, right?
Sorry, keep going.
I'm just saying, like, they're not. None of them are guys you want as one. Ziggy.
You can play a game like professional football player or middle school math teacher with AJ Hennings, and I'd have no idea. I'd say, he could be a fourth grade.
Yeah, I don't know. AJ Henning is. What do we know about AJ Henning?
Have you guys seen the post yet of the last time the Dolphins won won a playoff game?
Yeah, it's
2001, right?
Just to put it into perspective, LeBron was 16 years old.
I mean, and by the way, AJ Henning is 24. AJ Henning's 24 years old. Went to Michigan Northwestern. I mean, he was undrafted in 2025.
So the kid can play.
He's undrafted in 2025. So, like, you never know with these guys. Like, you got to give them time. But
was Windows XP released the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game? That would have been like October 2001.
What do you call it? This might be easy. Wikipedia wasn't even launched yet. Went live January 15th, 2001.
Wow. They fly under the radar as one of the worst teams ever.
Windows XP did not exist.
If anybody has a computer in front of them right now, I implore you to type in Miami Dolphins record by season and go to Pro Football Reference.
Aren't we? Like
it's pretty wild.
We're like 50-50, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, like
But the way you got there is by winning like 85% of your games the first half of the franchise history and 15%.
But when you really look in like the playoff thing, it's no playoff since 2001. No playoffs. Wild card loss. No playoffs. Wild card loss. No playoffs. Then you have the Tua electric Tua runs of 2022 and 2023. Wild card loss, no playoffs.
I mean, you can make the case that for like up to 2000, their most recent playoff when the Dolphins were a top 5 franchise in terms of Super Bowl wins, constantly being competitive, dominating their division year after year. And since that, you could argue they're the worst franchise in the NFL.
Yeah, but it is important to note before that they were consistently in the playoffs.
But if you look after like
after 2001, it's been a graveyard of success.
Of success? Oh, a graveyard, right. Yeah.
I mean, it's just there's nothing. I've never heard graveyard of whatever, so maybe I just made that.
I don't know what you're.
Yeah, I've never heard that term either. Graveyard of success.
I guess where success goes to die is what I was implying.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, success doesn't go there to die. There's just no success.
It was never born.
yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing there, right?
You can't die if you're never born.
I guess if you said it, I don't know. I don't know if it works. So I like it. I'm gonna stick with it. But yeah, I'm sorry, Zach. It's with that said, though. With that said, I actually really like the trade for the Dolphins.
You got palm trees on
It's
the
a
winner.
great trade for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. They're going to have to extend Austin Booker now just to make the cap space work. But you've got a player who has drop issues, who's had injury issues, who has never been a wide receiver.
You hate Jaylen Waddle. Like, I did not realize how much you hate
I don't
Jaylen
hate
Waddle.
Jaylen Waddle. I just think he's a borderline top 20 wide receiver.
See, I don't mind the trade for Denver. I love it for Miami because
I kinda
they've
like it for
committed to the
Denver.
rebuild. Like, well, let's get to the Bronx in a second. But like, the Dolphins they've committed to tearing this thing apart. And Malik, you have to imagine Malik Willis is like walking in, going like, "What the hell?" Like,
I think
what?
Malik Willis is saying, "Hey, thanks for signing me to $40 million guaranteed before this."
yeah, Malik's very happy about his contract. What I'm wondering is if the Dolphins have just a horrible year and are picking top 5, top 3, we know how loaded this QB class is. I wouldn't be like they're going to take a quarterback, right? If they're in the top 5 or top 3 next year.
100%.
So
Yeah,
like,
they're gonna let Malik
yes.
Willis get beat up.
oh yeah, and I actually feel a little bad for Malik Willis because I know he gets this big deal, right? And then once he has the money, that's great. But from the pure football player Malik Willis and him trying to win, your guys are gone. Like Waddle's gone. We don't know what's going to happen with Achane, but they're saying he'll stay, and then they're just going to replace you. Like if they get the first pick in the draft, Arch Manning will be the plan of the Dolphins, and I guess Malik Willis will just have to suffer through this year, probably get beat up, and I don't know. It just feels like Malik Willis is being dealt a pretty crappy card right now.
Yeah, but he'll have his money.
And he'll have his money.
mean-
yeah, he'll have his money. But it just and if the Dolphins, by the way,
If that's a crappy card, if that's a crappy card, I must be in like the pit of hell.
but
it's like I've been sitting here this whole offseason saying I don't understand why the Dolphins guaranteed Malik Willis so much money. It's because they told him, look, we want to be transparent with you. We're blowing up the team. And he said, I'm happy to come. You just got to give me a 2-year deal. Because I don't want to come out next year suck because you don't have anybody and then get thrown to the Wolves.
if by any chance the Dolphins are decent, well,
Malik
then,
Willis will demand they tear up the contract and demand $100 million. a year.
Then they got their guy. So
You have to think though that the Dolphins should hit receiver in the draft, right? That this can't be their wide
No,
receiver.
the Dolphins are the worst team in football next year. They should
They
hit
have
whatever
everything.
position
Yeah,
they think
yeah.
there's talent.
Oh, God.
I think they're going with whatever they can build.
Well,
Like, producers, a question for you.
Yeah,
Is there a single foundational player on the Dolphins right now? A player where you say they're very good at their position and we know in like 3 years they're going to be with the team?
And be with the team? I was going to say Achane, but
yeah, who
He
knows?
won't be with the
Achane
team.
gets hurt so much. Can you even say he's like, I mean, he's been very good, but like,
I mean,
is there anyone other than Achane?
It's a tough look right now at the Dolphins depth chart. It is a
we don't have any linemen.
tough look.
We don't have any quarterback. We don't have any wide receivers.
What's the win total?
You don't have any D linemen. You don't have any linebackers, no cornerbacks, no safety.
Yeah, we're in the pit of despair.
This is a sleeper for the worst team in football next year.
What is the Dolphins win?
At
total
least
next
they're
year?
playing in sunshine and palm trees, though. It's
Yeah,
not like,
I mean, yeah, and
But
that's,
it's
they're,
not
not on the freezing.
it's not like
cold.
you suck in Buffalo. Like if Buffalo's terrible, that is miserable to play there. Like, imagine.
Miami's win total next year is 4.5. It's the only one that low.
We
It's the
could do
lowest in the NFL.
I think I
We
might
could do
go
it.
over that.
We could do it.
Is there any? Well, the Cardinals are also 4.5. I'm saying.
Oh, I missed the
But
Cardinals.
the Cardinals are not a team you want to be compared to.
I mean, I think the Dolphins go over that. I can see them going 5-12.
Ziggy, you want to hear something great?
Go for it.
In a month span, I've had 3 jerseys. And I didn't have a lot of Dolphins jerseys in my life, but I had 3 jerseys that I could wear all the time. And in a month span, they're all worthless to me. I had a Tua, I had a Hill, and I had a Waddle.
That's brutal.
And all 3 of them within a month span are now useless to me.
Well, now we know what we're giving out for March Madness.
Wait, actually, Zach, I think I still have your Jaylen Waddle jersey. Or did I give it back to you?
I know. I think I have my Waddle.
Keep
Maybe
it.
you have it.
May as well keep it at this point.
You keep it now.
I think I have it still.
Actually, now that I think about it, I had a Minka Fitzpatrick jersey too, and he's gone too.
This offseason too.
It's so sad to see like Miami's social media, like the Dolphins social media is trying to like hype up the team. They made 2 posts for their huge acquisitions. It was Ben Sims and David Ojabo.
Oh my God, you're right too, Ziggy. I was looking at like their welcoming, and I was looking at who they were welcoming. I go, I have no idea who you are. I can't believe you're in the NFL.
Well, you look, you have a brutal year in the sunshine. Jack's right.
Yeah.
It can only, it's going to be a tough year.
Ben Sims with the Vikings last year had 30 yards, and that was the best year of his career.
But here's the thing though. It's not.
Imagine like Green Bay sucking. It's freezing. It's hard.
That's brutal. But Zach, one thing though, next year's going to suck, right? Next year will be horrible.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You watch
what is your bright side?
No, I'm just saying, like, you would rather suck than be like 7-10 every year.
Like they did during the 2 years.
Like we
You
did.
suck, and then it's all going to get better.
I mean, but during the 2 years, there were a couple fun seasons in there. Like you were the 1 seed.
They should have been the number 1 seed.
Like you had all the injuries. Like I do think if you're trying to get better, it's better to be really bad for. Look, if you guys suck next year and draft Arch and Arch is great, you're going to be really good. Like that is possible.
There's no if. It is going to be.
If you're the worst, like if you could right now, if you're the Dolphins and you could sign up to be the worst team in football next year, you immediately sign that. Like, immediately.
Well, who's it going to be? It's going to be Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns.
Browns are going to be bad again. The Jets are probably going to be pretty bad. But like
Steelers without Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, look at
we got Will Howard. He's better.
Look at the Jets last year. Like the Jets were horrible. Don't you think every single Jets fan would rather sign up for Fernando Mendoza just to have that dart throw? Like being the worst is valuable.
About number 2, no one says I'd rather have number 2 than number 1, but lots of people say I'd rather be competitive every year.
Yeah, but not in this like perpetual mediocrity. Perpetual mediocrity is worse than just being terrible.
Those are big words.
And
I don't know what those words mean.
So I don't
know what those words mean either.
I don't think it's horrible. And with Achane is an interesting case because they're saying he's off limits now, and you get it when you're blowing it up. I can almost see if you're the GM.
Achane's like no.
If you're John Eric Sullivan and you're looking at the team, I can see you getting trigger happy, and you're just like, let's just blow this whole thing up. Like we're totally done with it. But there comes a point where you're like, okay, we should keep some guys, right?
We need to have one good player.
Yeah, and Achane's 24 years old, but he's a running back, so the shelf life isn't as long. If I were in Green Bay, I would give a call to your old buddy, John Eric Sullivan, and I might try and make a move for Achane. I know they're saying he's off the table, but the Dolphins need some receivers, right? You got an excess of receivers and Dontavian Wicks, Jayden Reed, all these guys. Maybe you give one of them and you don't have a first round pick. Obviously, I don't think Achane would require a first, but
what do you mean you wouldn't require first?
Well, but if you give
insane.
Achane, maybe he would. But
Achane can't get a first.
He can get a first.
A second, whatever. But anyway, if you give Reed
if a team calls offering a first for Achane,
you take them immediately. But if you the Packers can't do that. But if you offer Reed or Wicks, whoever it is, and then one of your day 2 or day 3 pick, whatever it is, you can probably put together a package that would at least intrigue Miami. And I think that'd be a great move for the Packers. Can you imagine adding Achane to that offense? Like you would absolutely swap one of those receivers for the explosiveness of Achane to match Jacobs in the backfield. I think that would be a brilliant move for the Packers.
The Dolphins do not have one good player.
Achane's great.
What? Yeah.
Achane had 1,350 yards and 8 touchdowns last year.
But you look up an entire depth chart on every team, and you can find a couple of players like, all right, he's a solid player.
Yeah.
TJ Watt, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Jordan. The Dolphins.
It's Achane.
It's insane.
It's Achane, and then you're hoping Malik Willis works.
I've never seen anything like it before.
No, it's a tough roster, but the Browns will still find a way to be worse. Like the Browns and Jets will still somehow have a worse record than the Dolphins next year.
Yeah.
And probably. You know what? The Dolphins have the better quarterback. You'd rather have their quarterback at this point in time.
That's true.
I know we're going kind of long on this, but real quick, just to mention Denver's side, because I feel like, they're getting a star receiver in Waddle. Ziggy, I know you hate Jaylen Waddle.
Receiver.
I know you hate Jaylen
They're
Waddle.
A great wide receiver too.
Sure. And they paid the price of a wide receiver 1. And it's tough. I think you're excited if you're a Bronco fan. And I don't mind the trade if I were a Bronco fan, because the offense last year, I mean, clearly the offense was lacking a little bit. The defense, unbelievable, but I think they were 29th in the league. 25% of their drives ended in 3 and outs. They lacked explosive plays. They had no one other than Sutton, who was 9th in the league in 20-plus yard receptions. You want to try and get a guy who can take the top off like Waddle. And Waddle's not a bad receiver. I know, Ziggy, he might be a number 2.
What stands out to me is this is the same price the Eagles were asking for A.J. Brown, basically.
And you look at the other receivers who were moved this offseason. DJ Moore goes for a 2nd. You guys get Michael Pittman for a 6th. And you got draft compensation in return for that. So did the Bears. So I think that when you compare it to DJ Moore and Pittman, they all have similar stats to Waddle over the past 4 years, over the past 2 years, when you really break it down. So you gave up a premium, but your hope is to win the Super Bowl. And to win the Super Bowl, sometimes you make aggressive moves. They're risky. Would it surprise me at all if this backfired on Denver and Waddle is just mediocre? Not at all. But if we're sitting here in November of next season and Jaylen Waddle is an explosive playmaker and the Broncos offense is a little scarier than it was last year, next thing you know, you feel pretty great about this.
Well, with Denver give up a 1st and a 3rd.
I'm cool with it.
And
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and it's like you were in the AFC Championship game last year. Bo Nix has been very good. I don't think you necessarily need early picks. Like, I think I'd rather have another decent receiver around Bo Nix, who's just going into his 3rd year. Like, now you got Bo, you got Sutton, you got who's Nix's old college teammate who's good. Franklin.
Evan Ingram, tight end.
Yeah, for a team who just
Ziggy is not like this.
Well, no, look, also your odds of getting a player at 30 who's more talented than Waddle are extremely low. I'm only low on this because of the timing and the other players available. You're 100% right that for the Dolphins, or for the Broncos, who already have Courtland Sutton and like Courtland Sutton, and Courtland Sutton's a pretty good player, this is an acquisition that I do think will help their offense. If they can get more out of him than Miami's been able to, like in 2022, Jaylen Waddle showed in the right scheme of the right quarterback, he can be extremely productive.
Here's what I'll say. Do I think you're more likely to get 2022 1,350 yard Jaylen Waddle or last season's Jaylen Waddle? I think last season's Jaylen Waddle is more likely. Does that mean I wouldn't take the swing on it if I were Denver? No, because if it works out, you can win the Super Bowl.
Well, I just think a decent Jaylen Waddle is a solid addition for the Broncos.
When you go through their receivers and you say Sutton, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, Lil Jordan Humphrey, that's not enough. That's just not enough.
But you go Courtland Sutton, Jaylen Waddle.
Now it's fine. Now those guys kind of more naturally fit into their slots.
I wonder what Sean Payton's going to do with it, because Sean Payton usually does not add these kinds of wide receivers. Usually he likes guys that are a lot bigger and a lot stronger. Like Waddle, I know if you watch him in the Dolphins, he plays physical for his size, but that means he plays physical for 5'10", 185.
That is ridiculous.
Zeke, can you waddle?
Zeke, can you waddle? Can you waddle? We like Jaylen Waddle on this show. Well, 3 of us do.
If you weren't playing for the Broncos, I'd love to see him do well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks for rooting me in hatred again. Yeah, I can't stand.
Sorry, not the Broncos. If he weren't playing for Sean Payton, I would not.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Denver.
The Broncos love trading for Alabama wide receivers, don't they?
Yeah, I guess.
Judy. Yeah. And Bama, they got Surtain and Waddle now, 2 old teammates. Do you hear Jaylen Waddle said? He's like,
Surtain.
Yeah, he's like, if I had to pick one person in the NFL who I know I'd beat the crap out of, it's Pat Surtain.
Like fighting?
Yeah.
That's so good. That's awesome. Yeah, make the move now while Bo's still on the rookie deal. Isn't it funny? We're sitting around trying to figure out like how we're going to get a show together, and we just go 30 minutes on Jaylen Waddle, 20 minutes.
We were trying to figure out how to get a good show together, which you may or may not have done.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we could move a little bit through these now. Maxx Crosby on his show The Rush just a couple days ago.
How about the pass?
The pass. Well, that'll be JJ McCarthy's show once he lights it up this year.
True.
Maxx sat down and he kind of went into detail on what actually happened behind the scenes with the Ravens trade. And when you listen to it, it is pretty amazing. He flies out to Baltimore, and he doesn't go to Baltimore. He goes to D.C., and they give him a 2-hour car ride up to Baltimore, which you could tell he didn't really like.
To be fair, as someone from that area, that's just how you have to get into Baltimore.
Sure. I've never flown into Baltimore.
There's no Baltimore airport?
There's a Baltimore airport, but the only way to get there direct from Vegas is going to be on Southwest, and you're not sending the private jet out for Maxx Crosby.
I would send the private jet out for Maxx Crosby.
The Ravens probably don't have a.
This is the thing. Whether or not the Ravens have a private jet, I know they do because I think they sent him back out to Vegas on it. But
they probably chartered a flight.
All those teams got it.
I have no idea.
Right?
I have no idea. But regardless,
Most teams don't have a private jet.
They probably wouldn't have sent it to him because they already knew they didn't want him anymore. Because when he was in Baltimore, he says, he's at the facility all day and he didn't meet DaCosta or Minter the entire day. And I found it interesting when he's talking about these guys, he wouldn't say Jesse Minter's name. Did you notice that, Ziggy? He just repeatedly said,
"Got to make up your mind on this."
I know. Well, I know. And this is a problem that I have. He repeatedly just said their coach. Their coach is like, he's Jesse Minter. You know who he is. He said something was off the whole time though. And when you have a guy like Maxx Crosby, where you trade 2 first-round picks and you don't have your head coach or GM meet him the entire day, I would be pissed if I were Maxx. They clearly backed off on it before he even landed probably and wasted an entire day of his life.
Sounds like the Baltimore Ravens to me.
Yeah. And so Ziggy, what Ziggy was saying before is after DaCosta spoke on the trade and he was saying how gutted he was and Maxx Crosby's his favorite player, totally fooled me. And this is on me because I just trust people too much.
So now you're just trusting whatever Maxx Crosby says.
I've thought about it more. You could look at it that way, but I've thought about it more. And when you do listen to Crosby, yeah, DaCosta, they 100% backed out of it.
I'm not siding with the Baltimore Ravens on this one, so I believe Maxx Crosby.
It's super lame. Do I get what Baltimore did? Yeah.
It's a lame franchise.
But do I if I were a GM, would I not want to work with Baltimore in the future? No, probably not.
I'll guarantee you this. No GM other than maybe the Raiders is going to care at all about.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. When I say no, I mean, no, I wouldn't care. I'd still operate with the Ravens. I would just think in the back of my mind, these guys are kind of slimy.
Yeah. Don't trade a guy to them that has knee issues that they might worry about.
Yeah. Even
just to be clear, it's not like the Ravens totally made up Maxx Crosby having a knee issue that they could reasonably have worried about afterwards.
No, but they messed up. They backpedaled and then lied about it. And everyone knows it at this point.
I don't think they did. I disagree with you.
You think that they actually were caught up with the...
I don't think the story of they traded for him after spending months thinking about how to acquire a guy and setting their price, and then decided 3 days later without getting any new information, oh, never mind. I don't think that makes much sense now.
I don't know, man. You trade 2 first-round picks for a guy, you'd think that the GM and the head coach are standing at the door waiting to greet him. That would rub me really the wrong way when he said it took 5 hours and then they were like, oh, finally the coach will see you.
I'll rub you the right way.
It's like, jeez. Could you imagine though, if we had a guest on this show, a big time guest that we really wanted to do a show with, and the dude logged onto the Zoom and we showed up 30 minutes late. We're like, oh, sorry about that. You'd be like, wait a second. He's like, that's Jordan Love comes on the show.
He'd have to understand how big we are, and he's thankful that he should be thankful that he's there.
It's
anyway.
when you pay the premium of that for someone, and they're important, you're gonna be there. And the Ravens, to me, clearly didn't give a crap about Crosby when he was there. I wish they played next year.
Pittsburgh would.
I really wish they.
Pittsburgh wouldn't do that.
Would love to watch Maxx. I lost respect for the Ravens, the team that I grew up cheering for.
Well, look, the Ravens? They've been playing second fiddle for their entire existence. It's a sad, upset franchise. That's what it is. So Maxx Crosby dodged a bullet. That's the truth of the matter. I think the Raiders are better.
All right, we got a couple. I'm happy. I hope the Raiders have a good year. Fernando Mendoza. I'd be jacked up if I were a Raider fan getting him back. It feels like you added Maxx Crosby in free agency.
Yeah,
that's you lost out on those 2 first-round picks, but I'm telling you, things can turn quickly for franchises. If Mendoza's
and they almost never do.
They almost never do, but they can.
Baltimore's played second fiddle for years.
All right, we got a couple mailbag questions here for the final 10 minutes of the show. We put it out, so don't worry. This is not like a big mailbag.
We're gonna have a real mailbag soon.
Yeah. Let me just get this. We had a member question, and remember, if you're a member, you get your question right automatically. You could go to join on the homepage. Midwest Mountain Man, Ziggy, what stages of the Tour de France are you most looking forward to?
First of all, hope the wedding prep's going well, M Cube. I know that's coming up in a few months. Hope things go well for you. What stages am I looking forward to on the tour? To some extent, who knows what stage to look forward to because they all kind of suck this year. per usual. Like, it's getting harder and harder to be excited about the climbing stages in the tour. But I'm a sucker who's going to buy it anyway. There's no doubt that stage 20, the second visit to the Alpe d'Huez, is the day to be excited for. You're starting off in the Col de la Croix early in the morning. You've got another couple Cat 1s. You finish on the Alpe d'Huez. It's going to be a thrilling day out there. It's the Queen stage, stage 20. It's the last day for the GC guys to really duke it out. It's going to be an awesome day.
When does it start?
When does that stage start?
When does the Tour de France start?
July, I want to say July 3rd, July 2nd.
Maybe we take
July
a trip out.
4th. Actually, no, it starts on July 4th. I'm an idiot.
Should we do a show out? Should we send the boys out?
Live from the Tour de France.
Show fun.
It starts in Barcelona.
Do some content.
There was a kid who just
Barcelona's a
disappeared
great
in
place to
Barcelona.
visit. I'll go to Barcelona.
I'm out on Barcelona.
I mean, wait, why?
The Bama student who just vanished the other day. I'm out.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez, I didn't even see that.
Bad news.
Wow. I went there once. I had a great time, but that's yeah.
Thank God
that's
you're still
scary
here.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, there's a question I'm going to hold on to for a second. There's a couple questions I'm going to hold on to for a second. We have a few people who are asking about JJ McCarthy. We had Jake Adams saying, do you think McCarthy will regain his place on the team? Joe is saying, do the Vikings still try to develop McCarthy? Or do they see what they can get for him? We also have a question from Makeshift. If JJ loses out to Kyler for the starting job, will the Vikings consider using him as a trade asset? And
Guys, listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Here's Ziggy's question.
If JJ McCarthy, if the Vikings decide they want to trade JJ McCarthy, his value around the NFL will be zero. If the Minnesota Vikings are giving up on a guy after he has a horrendous season, that means they think there's no hope. Why would you trade anything to acquire JJ McCarthy if the Minnesota Vikings think they can't get anything out of him? Like, who's giving up anything of any? Could you imagine how pissed you'd be if your team gave up anything of value for JJ McCarthy?
It's a good point from Ziggy, because the way to really think about this is, we've talked about this a lot at this point with Kyler. One, the Vikings owe Kyler Murray nothing. So he's going to have to win the starting job to me. Let's say he beats out JJ. There is nothing wrong with the Vikings holding on to JJ McCarthy while he's on his rookie deal and just having him as a backup, continuing to develop. And if Kyler all of a sudden craps the bed midseason, let's see what you got with JJ. There's nothing bad about keeping JJ on the roster.
Well, how long do they put him in
If we
Kyler?
decide we don't want him.
If we decide we don't want him, that means that, like, O'Connell, if Kevin O'Connell completely gives up on you, I don't know exactly who's going to want you.
How long do the Vikings want having Kyler Murray?
Well, we'll see.
Like
we have no idea.
Is it like
We have
We
no
can't
idea.
tag him next year, so it's 1 year or a long-term deal.
So yeah, we're gonna see how he plays this season and then make a call.
I don't think if a crappy team like Arizona or someone with no quarterback wants JJ McCarthy,
Well, you could roll the
But
dice on him.
if JJ McCarthy can't play well on a good team, he's not going to play well on your bad team.
But the thing is, Jack, I just can't
but he
see
hasn't
anyone.
he hasn't really.
Go ahead.
He hasn't really like
Had a chance.
played yet. Yeah. It's
So, but that's why I'm saying, like, why would
Because
we?
he's been hurt all the time.
Like, I don't think it makes sense for us to move on from unless someone decides to grossly overpay. And look, if someone offered a first for JJ, and we have
Someone
Kyler,
offered a fourth for JJ.
well, no, I'm not. No, stop. You would not trade JJ for.
Yeah. Bye.
If someone offered a second if they said right now Vikings trade JJ McCarthy for a second round pick, I would go, I'm not sure that's the right move.
We have Kyler Murray.
We have Kyler, but I like having the competition for the two guys. I like having that.
The comp will be Kyler against Roseman.
Brosmer.
Brosmer's better than McCarthy.
JJ only played 10 games. I'm really a big fan of, well, let me be careful how I phrase this. I'm a big fan of where our QB room is at for what happened.
Yeah.
With what happened, this is a good spot to be in.
People sometimes say the best ability is availability. That may or may not be. The only thing worse you can be than always injured is always injured and bad. And up to this point in his career, that's been who JJ McCarthy is.
I saw Robert Griffin III came out and said the Vikings should be trying to trade him, and he said the Packers should go after him.
Well, whatever.
I think it'd be enough. Yeah, if the Packers got JJ McCarthy,
He'll kill it there, I'm sure.
That's where quarterbacks go to revive their careers.
But he'd probably be awesome.
So, but the Vikings would never. Well, I mean,
No, Paul, you got it.
That
wrong.
would never happen.
What
Where
about
quarterbacks go to revive their careers? Green Bay is the place where quarterbacks go to stay after they've revived their careers.
What about a team like the Steelers?
Well, let me ask you right now, what draft pick would you be okay with the Steelers trading for McCarthy?
third.
I think if it flashed across your screen, Steelers trade 3rd round pick for JJ McCarthy, I think you're like, yeah, all right, that's not bad.
Wow.
What about second?
You guys are nuts.
What about second?
It's a steal.
For what? For a third?
I mean,
No, for a second.
Who's it a steal for?
This Vikings getting the second.
Oh yeah, you think yeah. But would you be upset as a Steeler fan if you trade a second rounder for him? 10 games. He's only played 10 games.
Yeah, second's high, but I don't think I'd be that upset. I mean, our quarterback, like a team like that is a perfect example where your quarterback future is uncertain. And like, I don't mind giving one pick on a dice roll for a first round quarterback.
Yeah, see, that's me too. I would be bummed out if we trade him for a second. And I bet a lot of Vikings fans disagree with that.
It's no different than trading a 4th for Trey Lance. You know nothing's going to come of it, and you do it anyway.
Well, no,
I'm just a big believer in hope.
You could trade 3 firsts for Lance too.
If it's a first rounder for McCarthy, you might be able to sell me. But
like
I wouldn't want to do a second.
Trey Lance played FCS. Like, McCarthy was a national champion quarterback at Michigan.
I like this
Jack,
tie
I don't want
turn.
to hear that.
I like this turn from Jack here. All of a sudden, JJ McCarthy defense.
I don't think McCarthy.
You've had enough of this crap,
Yeah, like,
right?
I don't think he's very.
Thank you.
He's very good.
Oh, okay.
But I
He's all over.
I do no, but I do think that just kicking him to the curb right away and giving up on him is crazy.
Yeah, he's played 10 games.
I think it could be worth a team with a quarterback future uncertainty.
This is the Darnold Super Bowl narrative was, how great it is for this guy who we shouldn't give up on people. Look at this. And then the same fans are like, screw McCarthy, man.
No, I think he's being treated a little harshly.
All right, we got a couple more questions here to wrap up. I love these. There's a couple of Ziggy questions that are just fun. The Elite Chicken, a great name too.
I'm pretty sure we've done this question before, but I'll do it again.
Question for Ziggy is someone who has a hobby and a free time passion for Egyptology. Is that it? How you pronounce it? Egyptology?
You asking me?
I don't know. It's questions for Ziggy. And who's obsessed with Egyptian and Roman architecture and engineering. What's your favorite period of history and favorite ancient people? And for what reason? And what's your favorite thing that time such people did? Has to be younger than the Industrial Revolution. No younger than.
Oh, there's an easy answer here.
Has to be no younger.
States period of the Zhao Dynasty.
Say that again.
The Warring States period of the Zhao Dynasty.
The Zhao Dynasty. Is that where millions were murdered?
The Zhao Dynasty.
Was that Ho Chi Minh?
You tell me this one kill on Twitch.
What?
Zhao Dynasty.
Well, who was the leader? The leader was
No, who am I thinking that
It was the Zhao Dynasty. They were the leaders.
Zhao is in Jiao.
Didn't they
No,
take over like
ZHO,
90% of the world for a little bit? Right? The Zhao Dynasty?
Zhao Dynasty.
No, we're talking about the Zhao Dynasty in China.
1046 to
took over,
256 BCE.
Yeah, but I'm talking particularly about the Warring States period, which was right at the end. It was the last 2 centuries, from 500 to 220. Or was it I think it was 221, actually, the Qin Dynasty got founded. Can you fact check me on that? Was it 221?
That's the QIN, right?
Say that again. What do you want? A fact check?
When did the Warring States period end? Was it 220 or 221?
The Warring States period ended in 221.
Knew it. Great. It's a great period. The philosophers of the period had a lot of interesting things to say. The political stuff was interesting. This was when Confucius was around. You've got the era of the 3 Jins. It's a super fascinating period to study. I love teaching it to my students.
Did they conquer a lot of things, the Zhao Dynasty?
No, this was a period of increasing administration. The scholars start rolling in. And then, of course, there's a reason it's called the Warring States period.
Then we have...
Wasn't there waterboarding?
Oh, waterboarding. I mean,
you guys don't know anything.
Who killed the... Who
JTHD? I'm sorry, Zach, what?
Who's the one that killed a bunch of people?
Can I read this one, Paul?
Are you talking about the Genghis Khan?
Tenement Square.
Genghis Khan?
I think I'm Genghis
I think Genghis Khan.
They killed so many people that the carbon dioxide levels dropped.
Well, no, I don't. Maybe
no evidence
that could be Genghis Khan.
I thought that was true.
Can I read this one, Paul?
Yeah, go for it.
Story, not a question. My wife is pregnant with twin boys. We already have a son named Tommy. Great name, Tommy, by the way. Huge fan of the name Tommy. Shout out Tommy Cassius. She wants to name one Mikey, and then she threw out the name Ziggy. I'm like, does my wife watch the Paul Farrington show and doesn't tell me? But she has concerns the name is too far out there. Cheers, and here's to the Badgers running the table to cut down the nets.
Oh, Jack doesn't like that.
Screw the Badgers.
So, let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, of course, you guys know my name is not Ziggy. It's Robert. You know, Robert was not going to be my name until the very end.
It was going to be Ziggy.
Was it going to be Glenn?
No. is going to be Gilligan.
Gilligan.
Wow, this is.
Which would have been a horror. It would have been a disaster.
Gilligan Ziegler.
Yeah,
I was named,
you can't
I
make
was named
this up.
Robert because my grandmother died right before I was born. My grandmother Barbara, and I love her, but shout out Grandma Barbara. She went by Bobby.
Okay, where's Gilligan coming to play?
Well, no, it's because she died, and everyone's like, we should name our child after her instead. So I got the name Robert.
Was it
instead of
Barb?
Gilligan.
Oh, okay.
Right, Barbara, Bobby.
If you were Gilligan Ziegler,
that would be a horror.
No, but that sounds like a world-class philosopher.
Well,
It
so
does.
I'm telling you this.
It
guys,
does.
do
It really
not
does.
name your child Ziggy.
Name
Name your child a nice, normal name. Robert's a great name.
No. Name your child Gilligan.
I would not
Do
name
not
my
name
child
your child
Gilligan.
Gilligan.
I would
Can
not
you
name my child.
imagine right now if like Ziggy wrote a paper, like the aura of him walking up to the stage, like, please welcome Gilligan Ziegler.
Yeah, but Ziggy might have been.
But I
bullied as a
wouldn't
child.
be here because I would have been beat to death.
He would have been
Yeah.
like, he would have been like shoved in.
You want to just go by Gil. Just go by Gil.
Yeah,
Ziegler.
Gil.
Oh, yeah,
Gil's
yeah,
fine.
You
yeah.
know
Gil.
what your name is.
Yeah, I know, but like people with bad names that
No,
short.
but even if your name's Gil, that's a name for someone who's 60.
He's not wrong.
Who's the
Gilligan.
youngest person you know named Gilligan or Gil?
I don't know if I know any.
Yes,
Gilbert
that's
Arenas.
probably like a 75.
Gilbert Arenas.
It's like a 75-year-old man.
Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, you can't do
Well,
it.
it's like 75.
I appreciate it.
That
But
was
Ziggy's
from-
not the worst name in the world, but you should name your kid something professional.
That was
trust me.
from Haid or Hot Ed. Well, let me know where I went wrong there. All right, we'll just about wrap it up. I just want to very quickly, because only a few people submit these questions. We got a couple minutes here, real quick. Yahoo asked about the World Baseball Classic, and he was very upset with Mark DeRosa. Thanks for leaving the
As
comment.
You should be.
Scott says, "Who should the Packers try and get for a backup QB?"
McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy. Yeah, it could be in the play. I haven't looked enough at the backup QB market. We know the Eagles just traded for Andy Dalton.
Kenny Pickett. Where's Kenny Pickett? Is he out there?
Kenny just went.
He went somewhere.
Where did he go? I was
Was that
just reading
Panthers?
it.
Carolina,
Yeah, I think he's in
yes,
Carolina.
I saw
he's in
that. I saw
Carolina
that.
right now. If you were Green Bay, who's a backup quarterback right now you could go for?
Joe Flacco,
Yeah, you go for Flacco. That wouldn't be bad.
Jake Browning, Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I think Kirk would be. Kirk seems too prideful to do it, but if you could get Kirk or Flacco, I think
Actually,
that's a
isn't
solid.
Jacoby still unsigned?
Jacoby's also no, he's in Arizona. I thought
I think Kirk's better than Love.
I thought his contract was up.
maybe I thought he was still in Arizona. Kirk
Maybe
Kirk would be
Regardless,
amazing. if
Trade
he
a
could get
seventh for Jacoby. He knows he's not going to start.
that. Rolling Stone goes, "What have I got in my pocket again?" Kerry, how hot is the hot seat for the NFC North coaches next year?
None of them are getting fired.
Not for Ben Johnson. It's warm. There's a little warmth to it for O'Connell, certainly, if they just suck.
He's not getting fired.
I don't think he'll get fired either, but again, the NFL, things change very quickly.
No, there's
LaFleur,
3 teams where in 2027 it could be hot. There's no team where it's hot in 2026.
I think there's a warmth to, I know LaFleur just got his extension, all that, but I still think there's pressure to succeed for the Packers and the Vikings to a degree, the Vikings.
And if the Lions miss the playoffs 2 years in a row,
then it
that
gets
will be a
warm. Then it gets
cost.
warm for Campbell. Yeah, Campbell, I don't think he'd get fired at the end of the year.
No. There's one last question here from a Seabass the Scumbag, also a member. Worst stadium in the NFL?
MetLife.
People hate MetLife.
It's a good concert venue. It's a terrible football venue. It's just a big dome. It's like an eyesore. It's like there's nothing appealing to it.
I mean, I saw a game at Soldier Field once. Soldier Field's not a good place to see a game.
Soldier, I do not like the hike up this. It's very steep.
But it's got to be better than MetLife, though.
The final question.
I
Ben,
preferred MetLife.
Ben
Really?
says, what do you guys like to see in the way sports teams brand themselves? Do you like mascots of dangerous animals, old-time occupations, warriors? Does anyone think there are too many red and blue teams and not enough purple, green, orange?
You know who I think does it perfect?
Who?
The Pittsburgh Pirates. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, and their mascot is a parrot. You know, pirates have like a little parrot on their pirate ship, like looking out, leading the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, I think that's-
I know pirates and parrots.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I like mascots that have some sort of local flavor. Like I hate the Los
Ooh.
Angeles Lakers and the Utah Jazz. I love the Vegas Aces.
Okay. The Pittsburgh
Like,
Steelers.
I want your name, if you can, it should have some connection with the place you are.
So you would have changed your name when the Lakers moved from Minneapolis.
yeah.
Pittsburgh
Or like
Steelers.
the Dodgers should have changed their name.
I'm with you. I like. Yeah, I'm with you, Ziggy. I
Pittsburgh
like.
Steelers.
The Brooklyn Dodgers is an unbelievable name for a team.
I think I just like when people say like local flavor. That just sounds. Doesn't that just sound good? Yeah, have a team
Like
with
the New
local
Orleans
flavor.
Saints is a great name for a franchise.
Well,
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like all that. I like animal nicknames too. I think it's always fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. Appreciate everyone for tuning in just for a little NFL reaction episode. Have a great time watching the games this weekend. I think that these are the two best sports days of the year right now, today and tomorrow. Let us know how your bracket is. Again, you could join our bracket challenge on ESPN, and we will see you, hopefully, still alive in the survivor pool next week.
Go Bears.
Very nice.